Complications on the first date. Don't complicate things. And this is what I mean. Because, well, people love to complicate everything. But anyway, I'm going to give you a hypothetical. Let's say you meet somebody on a dating app and you decide that you're going to go to dinner. They ask you, where would you like to go? And you say, I don't know, you choose. And they tell you, oh, there's this great steakhouse I've been dying to try. This is a perfect time to do that. And you kind of cringe and you thinking, I don't eat meat. What do I do? What do you do? Your first date, they're telling you that they have been dying to try this place and you don't eat meat. How are you going to handle that? Are you going to say, okay, that sounds good, and then go and then complain the entire time because, oh, I guess I'm out of luck. I thought they would have a meat-free selection. I guess I'm just going to, well, maybe they'll bring bread. Are you going to be like that? Or are you going to be a decent person and a good person and be like, hey, that sounds great, knowing that you're not going to eat a steak, but also knowing that they'll have other things. You can order a freaking baked potato and some vegetables. You know, you can find something. And I know this because I went through, not this, but stuff like this when I lived overseas. Long story. But anyway, you can always find something that you'll eat and be happy with. Now, you may not be as happy as the other person is eating a juicy steak, but you're not really going for the food, right? Keep that in mind. Because if you go and you pout and complain and be like, oh, I guess I'm out of luck, I guess I'm not going to eat, you're going to ruin the experience for that person when that's a you problem. And, just for the record, if you don't eat meat or you don't eat certain things that are, common, maybe you should put that on your dating profile. But why? Because I can promise you, if you go and you complain, that person's never going to want to go out with you again. Because that screams baggage and that screams negativity. But people do this kind of stuff all the time, and it's like they make everything about them. Well, if you do the right thing and you say, yes, I'd love to go, and then you go and you order, whatever it is that you order, your baked potato and your vegetables, and you have a great time, you've accomplished a couple things here. You have shown already that you'll compromise and be happy with it, and be happy to compromise, that you're willing to compromise. And you had a great time. So it's a win-win. But make sure that when you are, going out with a new person, first, second date, that you don't act like a spoiled brat and pout and complain and make them have a bad time, because you will never get a date with them again. Even if you beg. Trust me. They'll be like, no, bro, I'm out. I don't want any more of that. It's just how you handle things. It's all about how you present things and handle things. And always show that you're willing to compromise. This doesn't mean that you're going to be the only one compromising if this relationship goes forward. Because that's what makes a relationship good, is when both people are willing to compromise and there's balance. Keep that in mind. And if it was on your dating profile that you don't eat meat, well, that's a red flag, by the way, because that means they didn't read your profile. So, a lot of things to think about with that scenario, but make sure you make the right choices, because it could bite you in the butt later. Good luck.